Oh, I wasn't paying attention to the countdown, but hello, Caitlin.
Here we are, and scene, but also
We
and
are.
and go.
And I promise that at some point I'm going to have my office clean so I can take off the blur and everybody can see my wonderful
But
office.
why?
But I know. I just need to get rid of it.
Never
Um,
change.
all right, but
What are we
you know,
doing
clean,
today?
well, clean offices I think are overhyped, Caitlin. So we are going to talk about.
So's clean laundry at my house.
I agree. I wash and dry in about an hour or 2 hours. Folding takes 4 to 6 business weeks.
Ugh,
Um,
if that. I mean, if that, like, that's
I
turnaround time is
pulled
speedy
this
for you.
out of a laundry basket in my closet, which is
Yeah,
also where I got my socks and underwear today.
yeah, yeah.
Clean, but anyway. Um, but we're going to talk about overhyped marketing
Here
trends. So
and there.
stuff like we're going to talk hard eye rolls today, things
Yeah,
that people just should just stop
maybe
doing.
don't. Maybe
Um,
don't.
and a few tips about like whether or not you should get into a trend or not. And I'll
Mm-hmm.
share a couple stories I have about the celebrity trend from the 90s and 2000s, which got problematic for a lot of people.
The late 1900s.
Yeah, too long didn't read What Happens When Your Celebrity Gets Arrested for something
Oh,
heinous or gets convicted and sent to prison and you've got a contract with them. Anyway,
what do you do? What do you do?
I know. Our examples are actually different than that. It's more than just picking a celebrity, but there's some adjacencies.
Okay.
Um, but before we do that, we're going to talk about the Hemingway Daiquiri. And what I've seen is so you are in the no. So it's a love it or hate it cocktail because it has no sugar.
Mm-hmm.
Daiquiris are generally nice and sweet, right? Like, and this just relies on
Yes.
um, booze and juice, but not juices. We're not talking like peach juice or strawberry juice or any of that. We're talking grapefruit and lime. So
Yeah.
it
Yeah.
is considered overrated, which is why we have it today on our most overrated or overhyped marketing tactics.
Yeah. I
Um,
daiquiris were initially invented to like ward off scurvy,
mhm,
gangrene,
yep,
scurvy.
with the lime in it.
We
Yep,
just we just had
scurvy.
this conversation at a wine tasting last weekend. But what's the other there's another like sailor disease that I tried to talk about. It wasn't scurvy. Oh gosh, we
Um,
went down this like entire rabbit hole of pirate
okay.
diseases.
It wasn't like losing a hand or losing a leg and getting a peg
No, it
leg
wasn't
or
it
eaten by
wasn't
sharks.
gangrene. It was ugh, it's not
Yeah,
important.
gangrene, you can't, like, you got to cut it off. No
No,
drink is going to cure that.
no, no.
All right. Well, if you remember it, we can get to it
Scur
after the break.
scurvy and
I'll take a look,
I'm
but why
so
don't you?
disappointed in myself. Yeah.
So
So
Hemingway,
anyway, yeah,
so before you get to that, I just noticed one more note. Oh my God, we're
yeah.
off the rails already. Um,
Were we ever
so
on?
he tried a daiquiri and just thought it was too sweet and too light on the alcohol. Because I mean, Hemingway enjoyed his booze. Like I think
He
that's pretty well
did.
known.
Yeah.
So he said he preferred it with no sugar and double the rum. I'm okay with double the rum. That doesn't bother
That's
me.
just a double then. Like,
Well, yeah, but the no sugar. So how do you do that? How do you ruin a daiquiri, Caitlin?
well, it's 2 ounces of white rum, half an ounce of maraschino liqueur, 3/4 ounce of lime juice, freshly squeezed, a half ounce of grapefruit juice. Again, don't freshly squeeze your grapefruit juice. That's,
There's
I
no,
don't know, it feels like a
no,
lot.
God.
Or you can't. In this case, you can. I think the last time we were doing grapefruit juice, it was like you needed 60 ounces of it or something insane. So you can freshly squeeze half of a grape juice and then eat the half for breakfast the next day. Lime wheel for garnish. Add everything into a shaker except your garnish. Shake until well chilled. Strain into a coupe glass. Garnish with your lime wheel. It's like I
I
can,
mean,
the
yeah,
sour,
no,
like
I
I can
feel it
feel.
too right here.
Yeah.
Like it
Yep.
hurts. Because,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and you
Mm-mm.
look at like, you hear maraschino and you think maraschino cherries and they're sweet, but maraschino liqueur, it's a cherry-ish liqueur, but it's not sweet at
It's
all.
not overly sweet,
It's an
no.
aperitif, I believe, right? Isn't it
Yeah,
in that
that sounds
category?
right. That sounds right.
Um, yeah, so I did look up sailor diseases, but I don't know
Thank you.
any of these could actually be healed from a drink. So in addition to scurvy, which yes, the citrus, it's a vitamin C deficiency, so lime was
Oh
common
yeah,
for them. Typhus, no.
that wasn't it.
Dysentery, alcohol's not going to help your dysentery. Malaria, yellow fever, and gangrene. So those were the five most common sailor diseases aside
I'm gonna
from
I'm gonna ask
scurvy.
I'm gonna ask the group chat,
Okay.
and I'll report back about what disease I was talking about.
All right. Well, while you do that, we will forget
Yeah.
that the Hemingway Daiquiri even exists.
Here's
Um,
the thing about Ernest Hemingway is like, yes, great American writer. I think he was also kind of like a notorious asshole. And so this isn't entirely surprising to me. Uh, but maybe that, I don't know. I don't know.
yeah. All right. Well, you look that up on your sailor disease, and we'll be back after the break with more.
Okay,
Okay.
I
So,
know that you are all on the edge of your
yep.
seat,
Update.
wondering what scurvy sailor disease was talking about. Gout was a common, I think, common issue
Which
as well, which
alcohol
is
does not help.
yes. But I think where I was thinking um it could be aided with the vitamins is like in hydration because it's a buildup of uric acid. So like your
Maybe.
kidneys are not functioning as well as they could be, I think.
Uh-huh.
And so you need to like flush that out, probably because they're not drinking any sea, like any water out at sea,
And they're just drinking a whole bunch of
just
rum
drinking
and
a lot of rum
alcohol.
and
Like your
lime
kidneys
juice.
work like with that alcohol in it.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
you wouldn't
Yep.
have
So,
scurvy. Good news, but bad
but
news
you
is you would
might
get
have
gout and your
gout.
feet would hurt. So,
Yeah.
um,
Ugh.
wow.
Being a
Okay.
pirate sounds gross and hard. That's all.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. It's not like any, I mean, even in the movies, it looks gross and hard. Like,
They
it's,
they
ugh.
they do have like they just need to all wash their hair. They're just like the unwashed
I think they just need to
worst of.
wash.
Just
Although
like oh,
I'm watching Spartacus right now again. I'm rewatching because I never saw season 3 or 4, so I'm going back through
I
it.
didn't even know that was a show.
Yeah, it was actually really good. It was on, is it on Stars maybe? I don't know.
Okay,
It's on
that's
something.
like one
Um,
of the services we don't have at our house.
we got it for like $49 for the year on a deep sale prepaid. So
Okay,
I just did it because there was something else on there that we were watching. And then I'm watching The Neighbors Next Door, which is really creepy. I just finished that. It was only 6 episodes. I was like, whoa, that's done. But it's British. So that makes sense,
okay.
correct.
The
Uh,
neighbors next door is what it's called.
yeah, The Couple Next Door. That's what it
Okay,
was. The
I was
Couple
like
Next
the
Door.
neighbors next
Not The
door is
Neighbors
like
Next Door.
implied.
Redundant. Redundant. The next door people are my neighbors.
Yes.
So anyway, in Spartacus, like same thing. Like it's like y'all need to wash, like because it's a bunch of like slaves. I mean, it's the story of Spartacus, like trying to overthrow Rome, and then like in one episode, they all like they get in the river. They come across the river and they get in the river and they wash like
Can I
once in their
can
life. It's
I
so
just tell
awful.
you, last night we were talking about enslaved people. My daughter has an atlas that's like
Hmm.
different atlases. So there's like an animal atlas and there's a historical
Oh, okay,
atlas.
cool.
And my husband was like reading it to her and he's like, "Oh, the pharaohs built the pyramids." And from the other room I was like, "Pharaohs didn't build them, the slaves did." He's like, "She's
Yeah.
not 5 yet. Let's back off."
I get it. Just tell her aliens came down and
Oh
used the
my
dinosaurs to
God.
haul big
You
stones
will
and build
never be
them.
allowed to babysit.
Oh, I can spin a yarn. It's part of why I like Shonda Rhimes' book so much is because she talks about, she's like, I just lie for a living. And she said, so it's so easy to just do it in
It's
real life.
fun.
Just make up an
Yeah.
excuse.
Oh
All right.
yeah. I love that.
So we should probably be talking about
Should we?
overhyped, overrated marketing trends. So um, before we get to them, sometimes a trend can be good to jump on.
Yeah.
Like
I think
it can be good.
I think where trends can be really fun and interesting is primarily on social media, right? Which I think
Hmm.
is a majority of what we're talking about anyway, but
Yep. Where you can
um
hit it fast and
yeah.
like get on it and get out because you don't want to be the late one to the trend and everybody's like, oh, that's
Mhm.
so last year.
Mhm. 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 Yeah, I think like watching your trending audio or like if you see a funny clip that somebody else has done. I'm thinking like primarily Instagram Reels because that's where I
Yep.
spend most of my time, right? But
So, and we've jumped on like so, and I think there's also a difference between trend and topical. So we've jumped
yeah.
on some like trending topics, like the TikTok ban. We jumped on that one really fast. It was one of the
Mm-hmm.
most listened to episodes.
Mm-hmm.
We jumped on like Twitter when it first started to shit the bed, and then when it continued, and when it was on fire, and then when they threw it in a dumpster, and then it was rolling down the hill in a
Oh
flood.
my
Like,
God.
um,
I don't want to talk about Twitter ever
I
again.
know, I know. Well, it's dead. So, so trends though are more like it's just something that everybody else is doing in marketing, so you want to do it too.
Mm-hmm.
So I think you got to look at, is it super niche or is it very widespread?
Yeah.
Like, how much bang for your buck are you going to get for this?
Mm-hmm.
Does your audience give a shit?
Yeah.
Like, there's that. Like, it's the give a shit factor. I like
Yeah.
to use that as it's a measure, it's a unit of measure. Um,
The shit quotient.
yes, the
Quotient.
shit quotient.
Quotient.
We should turn that into a math equation, except I'm really not good at math, so
No, I
do
won't be
that.
doing that.
Um, does it make sense for your brand? Like,
Mm-hmm.
and I think along with that, should your brand be in this conversation? And
Yeah.
our first one, we'll get to some of that like later, but like, is it a trend that makes sense for your brand? So I'm just kind of thinking ahead to next week because I've actually read the prep for that. And there are some things where like you should just look at trends or you should look at what other people are doing and go, yeah, my brand shouldn't be a part of
Not
that.
for me, thank you.
I'm out. Yep. I love that for you. Bye. And then how bad could it go is a question you should ask yourself.
Wow.
What's the worst that could happen?
Yeah. I think the niche factor maybe should be peeled apart a little bit more too, because
Yeah.
like some of the things it's like, so your social media manager sees something, but your primary audience is then their like 40s, 50s, 60s, right? Is that gonna
Does it
is that gonna
matter?
land? Is that gonna connect? Or are they gonna be like, I don't understand why this brand is making an AI action figure of like who works at their company, where it's like this doesn't
Yeah,
make sense.
marked safe from putting a photo of myself in a Barbie doll box this week. I don't know if you've
Yes.
seen that trend on Facebook.
I
It's all the
think.
gays are doing it, I'll tell you.
Oh, okay. Oh, you're putting it's in a Barbie box, like
It's not a Barbie
legitimately
box,
Barbie.
but it's
But
like an
is it like
action figure box, but it
yeah, yeah,
looks,
yeah.
yeah. I can send you a few. It's just like,
I've seen them.
I'm like, no,
Yeah,
like you're just scanning my face and my face is out there anyway. I don't really care.
yeah.
I think the other thing about niche and widespread though, or niche and widespread, is it doesn't have to be this huge thing. And sometimes that can work against you if it's niche, but it's your niche
Right?
and it aligns super well with your audience.
Yeah.
Like, yeah,
Try
it's great.
it.
Like you should actually get more play out of that than if you try to do this big thing that just sort of doesn't really fit what you're doing.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. Yeah.
all right,
I
so I
think
think we got 3 hot takes, Caitlin.
I think this dovetails nicely into anything AI generated creative. Jesse, when we were kind of putting the feelers out on this, Jesse was like, don't create anything with AI, like visual creative. And I might tend to agree. I think the main thing is, I was talking to somebody like outside of the agency about this, where they were like, this image looks good, and then you look at it and you're like, oh, actually, like their faces are melting off, or they have like a strange haircut. Hands are always a dead giveaway. Hands and
Yep.
sometimes like toes or feet. It's like, yeah, they get like the
They
lobster
got extra
claws,
hands.
or
Yeah,
like,
or they're
or like,
fused together.
or they're like like 3 fingers on one hand, but it's
Yeah.
just like one, yeah, all of it.
Hands and I hope Adrian, if you're listening to this, trigger warning. Toes are
Yeah,
also
that's right.
a
Yeah,
an issue.
yeah.
I
But
just called her out.
it is like anywhere. It's not unlike trying to like Photoshop something either, right? Where like 3-dimensional beings are difficult to render in a 2-dimensional space. And so it's not surprising that this new technology is getting humans wrong. But it does like raise the flag really easily. We had someone sent us an image to be used on like a landing page or something, and the closer we looked, it was like there was words on signs in the background, and we're like, this isn't even words, like they weren't straight across, and then like it
Yeah,
just kept getting worse.
if the more you look at it, the worse it gets. It's probably not right. And it's not to say you can't use AI for a lot of things. AI has
Right.
great stuff, and we've got whole episodes on that, and we'll do more.
Yeah. Yeah.
Visual AI is really problematic right now.
Yeah.
I think that where I want it to be is I want to give it like we've got a like for some clients we have a huge photo library on our server. We can get a link to that we could provide to AI. I want it to go through those photos and tell me which ones of our own photos we should use based on the topic.
Yeah.
Because Google's gotten really good at like reading photos and telling you what a photo
Cataloging
is.
or
Yeah, cataloging. Perfect. And then finding something in that catalog.
Keywords. Yes,
Yep.
absolutely.
Yeah, because I don't want to type in keywords. Like if if I can in my iPhone or in Google Photos, I can say cat pictures or cat, and it shows me all the pictures with a cat. Some AI should be able to go through all of my library and just tag them all as cat.
Yeah.
It does get them wrong every once in a while. Ramsey is sometimes a cat because he's got these big ears. Like they get confused.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean.
Is he maybe like part cat anyway? Just like the lounging. That's what I'm
Oh,
picturing.
I thought you were going to say
like
the asshole part of him is maybe part
no,
cat.
I love Ramsey. He doesn't give a fuck. That's my
No,
favorite
he
part.
does not. He was born with zero to give. Zero. Yeah, so I think in doing anything to your point where AI does it all, like even writing or topics, like you've got to edit that, you've got to filter that, you've got to read it for one thing.
Yeah.
Some people just don't.
Oof. Yeah.
All right.
It stresses me out. I think the other thing too is like and maybe this is like also overdone where it's like, oh, I asked AI to make this thing and here's what it did.
Oh.
Here's why it was wrong. Like it's I don't know.
Great.
It's
We
like
all know that
jumping on
AI sucks at certain things and it's good at certain things. So
It's
you
done.
don't have to make that your like life story.
Yeah. Yep.
You know what? I
agree
want to
more.
like dovetail that into what we have listed on the sheet as number 3 because I think like we're talking imagery and then we'll come back to number 2. Does that work for you?
I think that sounds great.
And this was mine. I submitted this intentionally bad graphic design. Using Microsoft Paint to create your billboard and pretending like our graphic designer's gone, so we're having a sale. No. No.
It was fun. Like, yeah, I think it was funny once. Like the
first
first
person who did that.
the first
when they
or
were-
second time, right?
And it was there was a billboard like in LA somewhere. They were hiring a graphic designer. Like, good graphic design.
That's the perfect use for it,
Yep.
right?
And that one is the only time I've still thought, oh, like that makes sense. But then everybody started doing it. And it's like, you're just dumb.
The big one that I saw is that somebody on TikTok, like I don't know if they were an actual graphic designer or not, but they started redesigning big companies' logos and like especially like sports teams and making them intentionally bad. And then from that, actual like brands were requesting that they do it because she would get like millions of likes and like a ton of views. And I don't know, I could see how that would be like something that works on TikTok and for like maybe like a national brand that's not taking itself so seriously, especially like a sports team. But
or Wendy's. Wendy's isn't. They got zero fucks to give too.
Beyond Meat is also a hilarious follow.
Oh, is
I
it?
don't know if that. Yeah.
I'll have to check
but
it
yeah,
out.
Anyway.
that's another I think aspect of it. But
So I think that that can be really problematic because your image is your image. And if that stuff gets out there on Google, it's actually going to show up for your brand when people are searching for your logo and stuff. So you've got to be really careful. And like the whole no press is bad press, no like is a bad like. No, there are bad likes, 100%, where people are making fun of you and mocking you.
Well, and I mean, on this podcast, we are geared towards small to like small to small medium sized
Wait,
businesses who
PepsiCo's not
don't,
listening?
right?
I thought the CMO of Pepsi was listening.
Oh, I hope so.
I doubt
But they like a Nike or an
it.
Amazon, like they have the awareness to overcome. And I think we've talked about this in terms of SEO too, where you'll never outbuy Amazon
Uh-uh.
for keywords because they have such a huge organic presence.
Yep.
And it's kind of the same idea here, right? Like you're never gonna overcome the like good stuff with a funny cliche kind of thing like this. And
Well,
so
and if you've got a... Go ahead.
no, I was
I
just
was saying, if
like
you've
a
got a...
smaller shop, right? You don't have the same cred
Yeah,
necessarily.
and I think that like if you're a Nike or an Apple or somebody like that, you've probably got videos that have millions and millions of likes and views. If you're your average like mid-sized business, small-sized business, and you get a TikTok of a bad logo that goes viral and gets 1 million, 2 million likes, you are never going to have any content that is better than that or has more than that with your regular brand. I mean, in all honesty, you might as well just change your logo to the bad logo, like because that's what people are going to know you for.
Yeah.
Or don't do it. Don't do bad graphic design on purpose.
Yeah.
Also,
Yeah.
do not use Comic Sans. It's not funny. It's not ironic. Nobody likes it. Nobody cares. Stop it.
Just
Sorry, now I'm scolding people. I don't mean to scold the listeners. None of our listeners are using Comic Sans.
I hope not. I really hope not. Please don't use Comic Sans. You can be the bad cop, I'll be the good cop.
Okay.
Please don't do that. It's not cute.
No, it's not. It's kind of gross.
It's the grossest. Yeah.
Yeah. And if you do control your computers at work, maybe delete Comic Sans from everybody's library. Just get rid of it. Totally great.
Debbie from accounting is going to be pissed when her email signature doesn't work anymore.
She can, well, and she also cannot make that sign for the refrigerator to tell people that it's going to be emptied on Friday and we're throwing out all your shit.
Leftovers Friday. Get your shit out of the fridge.
Yep. I mean, honestly, if I were her, I would keep all the glass, like the really good, like dishes.
Every
those.
office needs a Debbie from accounting. This is not a knock on Debbie. She fills an important role. She just, no clip art, please, Debbie. No clip art, no Comic Sans. That's all.
Just
Word
a nice,
art.
good, like Garamond or something. It's just a
She
thing.
doesn't know what that means.
I know. Well, it's in her list. All right, should we move on?
Yes, as someone who is quickly approaching like Debbie from accounting adjacent age, I would like a definition on the next one. What is it? Or an example of a mega influencer.
I mean, like, obviously the Kardashians are mega influencers.
Are they doing like paid social campaign? I mean, yeah, they are. That's kind of their whole shtick.
That's how they make money.
I go out of my
in the
way
TV
to
show.
not pay attention to anything that they
My
do or
camera
say.
keeps zooming in and zooming out. I'm like, what is
Just
going
like
on?
really
with
trying to
this?
get in the pores.
Sorry if that makes it hard to edit, Zach. So I think a mega influencer, the real thing here is don't go with someone who lacks trust and authenticity for your brand. We've talked about micro influencers. I'm pretty sure we had that in an episode. I don't know. They all blur together in my mind sometimes. But if you're going to have an influencer, have somebody who actually uses your product. Like the best thing I've done, go find people who are posting about your product already and then offer them free product, some money to continue to do it.
Yeah.
But I love it when somebody posts and they're like, and I think one of the Kardashians did this at one point, but like, you're like, that's not even how you use that product. Like, that's not even right. Also, if the drunk elephant people are out there, I just discovered their face creams and I would like to be a spokesperson for drunk elephant. This is done through the AI filter, but I have a lot of lines. So anyway.
I think referring back to the does this genuinely resonate with the target audience?
Yep.
I don't know that you are Drunk Elephant's target demographic.
Oh, well, maybe can I just get some free product?
Sorry.
Send it to
I'm so
Charlotte's
sorry.
daughter. We'll have her on the podcast.
She's not gonna surrender it to you.
Oh, okay. Well, never mind.
If
Forget
she
it.
gets the free product, she's gonna use it, and
All
she
right, fine.
should.
So I
Berkeley,
have to
you
go buy
use
my
that.
own.
Yes.
I guess my skincare
I
routine will just still stay like
Do you want
nothing.
some? I did get free product actually from a brand that like all of my skincare is from. They sent me a thing that was like, you can, if you write a review for this,
Mm.
we'll send you, and all you have to pay is shipping. And I love the cleanser. I'm not just saying that. So much so that I like bought more of it. So if you would like some, like
We can
some
talk,
cutie
yeah.
cleanser,
We
yeah.
can absolutely talk.
That said, I am their target
Yeah,
demographic.
so making sure that it fits. And if you're serving a niche market, some sort of a broad audience isn't going to work for you. You're never
hmm
getting your money back out of that ever. Now,
Yeah.
are they getting the money back out for the cost of that product to you? Have you posted on social media about it? Oh, you did a review. That's right.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
And
And then they
reviews can
sent
be
me a
important.
coupon code.
Wow,
I know.
nice.
It was a big day for me.
Caitlin's working it. Um, so yeah, the other thing that you run into with this, which is kind of where I was leading with celebrities, is if something
Of which
happens
I
with
am
your
not one.
influencer, well, you're a celebrity in my heart.
The brand is
Um,
RMS Beauty, and they do
okay.
have a great social media presence. So just in case they're listening.
All right, cool. I'll have to check that out.
Yes,
Um,
yes.
if you've got a celebrity or even an influencer, even if it's a micro influencer and
Mhm.
they get arrested, they
Ugh,
do something terrible, they get accused of something, even if they maybe didn't do it, um,
this
like
makes me itchy.
you go down with them generally. You've got to
hmm
distance yourself. Jared from Subway. Um,
Oh, I
like
forgot
just Google
about
that one
him.
if you don't remember that one.
I
Um,
remember vividly, unfortunately. Yes.
Yeah, somebody was trying to do a sponsorship where a sandwich shop like had a celebrity spokesperson, and I saw it on social media, and they're like, "Don't do it. We went down this road already." It's like, oh. And then all the comments were things like, "Scan his hard drive before you sign him," and I'm like, "Ooh, ouch."
Good
Um,
God.
but it is like it sticks in the collective consciousness when there's something
hmm
bad going on about that.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, just basically pick a celebrity in headlines that had some sort of sponsorship and something bad went down, especially if
hmm
it gets proven that it really happened.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Well, and I
Um,
think, yeah, like recently, a lot of people have pointed to Martha Stewart as kind of the like,
mhm.
she's the exception to that rule.
Which it took her a
Like,
little bit to come back, though.
and yes, I would argue she probably never really like went
Went
away
away. Yeah.
necessarily in terms of like money or,
Oh, no,
status
her
that
money
like
was
in her,
fine.
yeah.
Paula Deen is another one.
Yeah, I don't
Um,
know if she's back though. I think
No, I don't.
she's,
She's not. I
yeah,
don't think she is.
yeah.
So I think that, like, looking at that, and I think if you've got somebody who's more niche, like Caitlin, you're a user of their product, and if you're posting about their product and you do something, they can
hmm
distance themselves from you pretty easily. They're like, it's a user who gave us a review. Our policies to send free product to users who give us reviews.
hmm
We didn't pay for this. We didn't ask this. But if they
Yeah,
were paying you $2 million and you got arrested for something, like that's a problem.
I
It's
would
hard to
never.
distance. I know. I know. Um, well, because if they pay you $2 million, you're going to be on a beach somewhere committing no crimes,
Yeah,
sipping drinks.
but
Um,
not a Hemingway daiquiri.
no, God, no, not one of those. Oh, that's like maybe it's the second drink that I've looked at and been like, this just does not sound good to me.
What's the other one? I'm trying to remember.
Like,
It
and
doesn't
even
matter.
the lime juice is fine, but like, so you're just going to throw grapefruit juice in there too. You're just going to make it as tart as you can. Daiquiris
I
don't
know.
need grapefruit juice. No.
No.
Strawberry,
That's actually one of
peach.
Tyrell's favorite games to play at our home bar is Will It Dak? Does it Dak? Where they'll
Oh,
just like make daiquiris. Like the time that he and his friends made French 75s with Dom Perignon and you almost had a heart attack when you heard the story.
and I would just drink the Dom myself.
Do you want to? We
Straight.
bought some on an auction.
I mean, yeah, next time I can get up there.
Excellent. Well, shall we do that on our next episode, maybe?
Yeah, we could do. The drink is just Dom. And the episode, if Caitlin and I
If
are
we're too,
splitting
yeah.
a bottle of Dom, the episode's going to get wild.
It's gonna be that's a CTA After Dark episode,
Yeah,
maybe.
it's too bad we can't afford 2 bottles of Dom, because then we could each have one. But
Oof,
that'd be
I'm
our
out of
budget
shape.
doesn't.
I can't
Zach,
do that
do we have budget
anymore.
for that? I don't think we have budget for that.
You're the boss.
Zach's like, you control the budget. I don't know. All right, should we bring this home?
I think so. Yeah. Let's I don't know. You get it. Just like don't do stuff that doesn't work for you.
Make sure it makes sense. Like, that's really the number one thing. And also, like, my favorite though is, what's the worst that could happen? And really think about that. And if that happens, how hard is it going to be for you to deal with it? There's so many other marketing
therapist told me that I
tactics.
had to stop catastrophizing, so you have to ask somebody else what the worst thing is that could happen. I'm
Well,
not
I
allowed to
think-
do that anymore.
In business, hope for the best, plan for the worst.
That's fair. All right. That's fair.
But in this, just think about how bad it could go and how you would deal with that. And, like, you really do need to
Get out of the
catastrophize
weeds.
these. Otherwise, you
Yeah.
can end up in a catastrophe.
Yeah,
All right. So I think
absolutely.
that's my summary. That's all I've got.
That's it. You can find our agency at antidote_71. If you have a question you'd like to send our way, you can visit ctapodcast.live to send us an email or leave us a voice message on our hotline, 402-718-9971. Your question or comment will make it into a future episode, and we won't make you drink a Hemingway Daiquiri unless you
We
want
will
to.
not. And I will note, we did send out, I did a good job. I got them to the post office. We sent
I'm
out
so proud
4
of
books
you.
to our 4 guests that we've had recently.
You
I
could
think
win
all
a
of those
book.
have aired. Yeah, and if you win a book, Zach will get your address and we'll ship it to you. And you can use a P.O. box if you want to. I don't care. It comes USPS.
We don't need your human address. We'll just send it to wherever you want. Your
All right.
office.
So we
Yes.
have another, I don't know, not really Debbie Downer, but more negative topic coming up next week. We're just on a roll here. It's going to be the worst ads we've ever seen. We're going to hit 3 of them, and they're pretty bad. So,
Yep. And get worse the longer you think about them.
oh yeah,
That's
it's
the
like
real
AI
kicker.
generated images. The more you watch them, the worse they
The worse
get.
it gets. Well,
And
you know where to find us when we talk about the worst ads we've ever seen. And
Next week.
see you then.